ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। To check on the Shishya, Nachiketa, whether he was still qualified for this Brahma Vidya, the very source of the Jiva, the essence of Jiva, and the transmigration of the Jiva, that which Nachiketa was asking. He was still a very young kid. So Yamadharmaraja says, Daivaihi atra vichikitsitam pura. It is difficult even for those that are gods in the heaven, and they find it very difficult. So Nachiketa turns around the same logic and says, isn't that interesting that because the gods cannot, I find it challenging that I should be spending my time on this. Then he says, how about you ask for the third boon, that which any normal person would have asked? That you ask for your longevity, you ask for putra pautra, pashugam, various kinds of assets, and you build like that, and also ask for ichamrityu. Maybe even along with that, ask for those things that which in Swarga you get, but not in the Bhuloka. You can take the Ratha, you can take the Apsarasas, you can take the Paricharakas that are working for the Apsarasas. You will not get these kinds of package deal. Why don't you look into it? Now Nachiketa gets the opportunity to respond. So that is where we are. Page number 55, 26th mantra. Please repeat after me. Shvo bhava martyasya yatantakaitat. Okay, I will break it up. Shvo bhava मर्त्यस्य यदन्तकैतत् सर्वेन्द्रियाणां जरयन्ति तेजः अपि सर्वं जीवितमल्पमेव तवैव वाहाः तव नृत्य गीते. See, the strength of any courageous individual is not a blunt force. It is the strength of reasoning and logic which gives immense amount of clarity, and from that clarity is born the courage to face any situation. Clarity is the key. Clarity, viveka. And this student, Nachiketa, seems to have attended enough of satsanga to generate abundance of viveka. He was not being childish in saying that I have asked, so therefore it should be only this. He supports his argument so logically with sound reasoning. He says, Shvo abhavaha. Shva meaning tomorrow. That which you are promising me, O Yamadharma Raja, it does not have a certainty of tomorrow. कल होगा या नहीं होगा किसी को पता नहीं, आप भी प्रॉमिस नहीं कर सकते. You don't have a, because the nature of matter, the nature of this, that which is created, doesn't have the certainty of tomorrow. Shva abhavaha. What are the things that do not have the guarantee? It says, Martyasya yadanta kaitat. Martyasya, that which has been created. The very name is mortality. Mortality means that which does not have a future. It doesn't have tomorrow. Even if you say that there is longevity and then I can enjoy the things that you have given, what is the nature of the things that you have given? He says, Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. The more I indulge, the more the organs of perception, action, and the antakarana, intellect, mind, and all the equipments, internal equipments, it loses its vitality, it loses its energy, and they become dilapidated, which we see in our lives. After a certain time, the hair starts growing white. If you are still blessed with hair, otherwise baldness takes place. Eyes start losing its power. Hearing starts losing its power. Metabolism starts losing its power. When we reach to a certain age, we start complaining, things are not very clear. I feel I know, but I am not able to recollect. Don't you see these complaints? And you are giving me such things which nobody has ever enjoyed, forcing me to enjoy them, meaning the organs will be dilapidated sooner than ever. Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. And you talk about longevity and ichhamarana. However long that is, it will appear short. For a child who wants to grow fast, look big, look like an adult, whether it is a boy or a girl, starts imitating as though they are big, grown up. They want to hasten the whole process. But then, we with ourselves, when we look back at our own past, does it look like a long life, or does it look like as though it was yesterday? However long we have lived, 40, 50, 60, 70, don't we say time just flew away? Strange that the days seem to get longer, but the year seems to be flying. Every December, the last week of December, whether it is news, whether it is podcast, whether it is conversations, there is one sentence that everybody seems to be reflecting upon. पता नहीं, देखते ही देखते साल गुजर गया. मैं देखते ही देखते साल नहीं, पूरा उम्र गुजर गया. It feels like it is not adequate. However much you say that you can live as long as you want, I don't think it works that way. Api sarvam jivitam alpameva. It looks like a very short life. And then he says, now with these logic, tavaiva vahaha tava nritya gite. Keep all these apsarasas, their dances and their accompaniments with yourself. I don't care for them, I don't need them. Imagine that who everybody fears, unto him, this child is standing, the student is standing and very courageously telling him, to heck with all these things that you are giving. I don't care about it. Not because I am stubborn, not because I am holding on to something which I have asked out of childishness, but because of the reasons stated above. And the reasons are also so beautifully, logically laid out. It doesn't have a certainty of tomorrow. The indriyas will be drained out, and no amount of life longevity that you can promise is ever fulfillingly long enough. Now, with such kind of a boon, is it really a boon or is it a curse? It's no more a boon. What are you trying to entice me with? I am trying to get beyond this limitations, and you seem to be giving me those that which will bind me in this. Is it fair on your part to ask and give me all these kind of things? So keep them with yourself. I really don't care. I really don't want. Then he says, Na vittena tarpaniyo manushyaha lapsyamahe vittamadrakshma chetva jivishyamo yavadishyas ishishyasi tvam. This is a good tongue twister. Sha sha sa. Yavadishishyasi tvam. Varastu me. Varaniyasa evaha. He is a smart kid. You'll see that in this mantra. He says, Na vittena tarpaniyaha manushyaha. In Hindi, there is a saying, Kissa ninyanve ka. If somebody has 99 paisa, they want to make it a whole figure. And this wholeness of the whole figure is never wholesome. Whoever has whatever amount of money, there is always a craving for, wish I had a little more. The one who has a rented property, goes in the public transport, what is that fellow's wish? Wish I had at least a cycle. Wish I have at least a jhopadpatti. May not be a lavish one, but at least a roof on my head. The one who has a cycle, going in the sun, going in the summer, going in the rain. Wish I had a faster mode of transport. A bike, a scooter. And somebody who has that would want a four-wheeler. And then you finally get a house. And that is when you realize how better it was to have a rental property where the maintenance was not on my head. See, when I was in the US, a normal complaint or normal pattern which was observed is every young couple, they wish to have a house of their own. They struggle pull up enough money so that there is at least a down payment, and then they have a house. And once you have a house, it comes with its own package. To be more specific, package of headache. So those people that come to the ashram and say, Swamiji, it is so beautiful, it's so green here, so peaceful here. You have nothing to worry. Then come live with me. Early in the morning, 5:30, I'll get a call. Swamiji, pani nahi aa raha. To run an ashram, you have to literally be a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, a mason, a maestri. You have to be a gardener. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong in the most inappropriate time. Kaupinavantah khalu bhagyavantah. There is never a moment wherein your attention is not required. You at least have a 1500 or a 2000 square feet. Now imagine the trouble when it is multiplied 20 times, 30 times over. And as I said, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that kitch is always constant of the maintenance. And the insecurity of what will go wrong when and how much is sufficient to maintain all of this, never guaranteed. How much ever wealth and opulence that you can give, comfort that you can give, na vittena tarpaniyo manushyaha. Tarpaniyaha, there is no trupti. The word tarpaniya, it should remind you of the yearly tarpana that we live. Where is the root word for it? The root word for that is trupti. That which you offer on a yearly basis is on a daily basis for those who have departed, and therefore what you are giving is for the trupti of them. Therefore that which is done in the context of trupti, therefore it is called tarpana. Na vittena tarpana, there is no trupti in it. Navittena tarpaniyo manushyaha vittam adrakshma chet. Everybody that has seen even a little bit of wealth can understand it. That it is an unsettling aspect. Now to talk of all these gifts and long life that you have been promising me, this is where his smartness comes. If you wish, as I am going back, with your large-heartedness, I don't think you will send me back empty-handed. तुम अपनी तृप्ति के लिए कुछ तो दे के भेजोगे. This is one kind of meaning. The other kind of meaning is, with regards to the long life, you are the boss. And since you are my guru, and with your kripa, I think I will live a very long life. I don't need to waste a boon for that. क्या चालाक आदमी है भाई. Very chatura balaka. Therefore he says, I am not interested in these gifts that you are giving me, if at all. Varastu me varaniyassa evaha. If there is a vara that I have to ask for my third boon, this is it and nothing else. And if you think you cannot grant me that, Keep your third boon to yourself. Tavaiva vahaha tavanritya gite. Keep it to yourself. What kind of dispassion should that individual have? It has been given on a golden platter. And he says, I don't care. You can keep the third boon also to yourself. Now, to find such a student is in itself such a amazing, beautiful experience. So, continuing, he says, Ajiryatam amrtanamupetya jiryan martyaha kvadhastha prajanan abhidhyayan varnarati pramodat ati dirghe jivite korameta. What I am asking, O Yamadharma Raja, is ajiryatam amrutatvam. What I am asking is that kind of amrutatva which will not have jirya meaning decaying nature. And where is that which I have asked, which is amrutatva, and whatever you are giving, what is it? What is the nature of it? It is nothing but that which surely will decay. Jiryan martyaha kvadastha prajanan. If you look at everything, that which is there in the world of that which is created, it is well known. Prajanan. Janan, known. Prajanan, well known. It is a known, well known fact that all that which is created will come to an end. It doesn't have permanency. And that which is not permanent, I am not interested in. What I have asked is that which does not have decay. Amrutanam upetya. What I am anticipating is to identify, find, understand and assimilate that which is immortal in nature. कहाँ फंसा रहे हो मुझे? Where are you enticing me with? Everybody down there knows, though their anticipation is that which they are attached to, they want to continue it as though it is permanent. But it is not permanent. It is well known. Abhidhyayan varna rati pramodat. All this that which you are giving different varieties, varna, different varieties, they are all rati pramoda. You have to indulge in them to enjoy. And however amazing newness that you are giving, that which is available only in the Swarga Loka to me, in the Martya Loka to take. The more you indulge, doesn't the individual get completely disenchanted with it anyways? The newness is lost. I'm sure you have gotten a new gadget, a new instrument. How long is the excitement? iPhone अभी क्या number है उसका? 17, 18? I should ask him probably. You also don't know. Something 16, 17, 18, somewhere in that range. You got it, the new package, you open it. You set it up, all the basic settings that you want with that gadget. That excitement, how long does it last? Until there is the first scratch. That moment when there is a first scratch, there is a lot of Akshobha. A lot of pain inside. After the first scratch, you get used to it. There is no more newness left in it. Whether it is a gadget, whether it is a relation, whether it is a house, whether it is a gadi, bangla, kuch bhi bolo. You will lose that newness. It is no more enticing. It is boring. And with that which you are giving, which I will get bored out of within a few days, you want me to live with this for a long ichha mrityu kind of a situation? Only a fool would be that who would ask for such. Ati dirghe jivite korameta. A long life, who will enjoy that long life? Where you have seen everything that which has to be seen, there is nothing that which you want, that which you are seeing can give you. How long will you expect me to keep enjoying those things which doesn't have that enjoyment in it? See, for him to stand with such courage in front of Yamadharmaraja, it is this clarity. Wherever there is that clarity of understanding, clarity of purpose, clarity of direction, such individual cannot be bent down to paltry things. So he said, enough of enticing me with this. I am not interested in these kinds of things. So the last mantra of this particular Valli, he says, Yasminnidam vichikitsanti mrityo yat samparaye mahati bruhi nastat yoyam varaha gudhamanupravishtaha nanyam tasmat नचिकेता वृणीते यस्मिन् इदं विचिकित्सन्ति मृत्यो यत् सांपराये महति ब्रूहि नः तत् यत् सांपराये what I am asking is that which transcends. Samparaye, that which transcends. Transcends what? All the sense of limitations. And that is what interests me. I am not interested in that which will keep me binding. I am interested in that which will unbind me. And that is the only thing that I seek of you. Yoyam varaha, what I have asked, I am very clear. Gudham, it is very subtle, it is very precious, and I am not asking it for academic inquisitiveness. I want to stabilize myself, establish myself in that state. Anupravishtaha. Na anyam varaha nachiketo vranite. This Nachiketa will not stoop down to ask for any other vara. The one who has this kind of viveka, automatically Vairagya becomes immediate. Vairagya is not an act to be enacted. Though outside we may seem disinterested, but inside there is a craving for it. And that is like a tsunami power. The turbulence that it creates, it's no less than a tsunami. However small the desire may be, if I am attached to it, it can bend me, stoop me down to the lowest step of life. Therefore, the basic quality that a seeker should require, without which, if we attempt at this Vedanta Vijnana, we would maybe intellectually appreciate it, but it would not mean anything unless we are constantly putting effort to increase our Viveka. How do I know if that Viveka has been increased or not? What is the quality of Vairagya that I hold? How easily can I get distracted? How easily do I get attracted? How easily do I fall away from my own convictions? For Vishwamitra, there needed to be apsarasas to distract him. For us, we don't even need apsarasas. A small cup of coffee can distract us. Its presence or absence can distract us. A little salt here and there, changing in our food can distract us. If the bed that I am sleeping on is changed, I cannot find sleep. What bed? If the pillow is changed, go to a new environment. What kind of pillow, what kind of bed you get, you don't know. And then early in the morning you wake up and you have taken shower, but the face, it looks groggy. What happened? Oh, bed na. You don't find your own bed, you don't find your pillow, it can distract us. When silly little things can distract, we don't need anything as an intervention from the up down. We are already enough distracted. So what is it that we need to pump in? Wherever there is opportunity for satsanga, because binu satsanga viveka na hoi. As much as we are very keen to be secure to have 3 meals a day every day, that is why we put the effort, work. More intense should be the effort in constantly being in that satsanga so that this viveka is consistently enhanced. So consistently enhanced that my vairagya is not a temporary phase. It is that state of permanency which gives me fearlessness and courage to go into the world and not get completely toppled away from my own convictions. Therefore, based on all of these aspects, O Yamadharmaraja, I am very convinced that I don't want to be limited with this Martya Loka. All I care for is that Amrutatva which does not decay. Can you now show me the way? I am also convinced there can be no better teacher than you. किसी और से जाके पूछ लो ना, मुझे आपसे चाहिए. So pleased with this, Yama starts speaking to Nachiketa, because now he is very delighted to find such student. So without wasting any more time, he gets into his part of teaching Nachiketa the right path. So he says, Dvitiya Valli, Anyachreyaha, Anyadutaiva Preyaha, Anyadutaiva Preyaha, Te Ubhe, Nanarthe, Purushagam Sinitaha. तयो श्रेयः आददानस्य साधु भवति हीयतेऽर्थाद्यः यवुप्रेयो वृणीते. In everybody's life, at every intersection of experience, there is always choice. What are the kinds of choices that we have? Anyat shreyaha, anyat utaiva preyaha. There are two kinds of choices. That which is absolute good, absolute right path. And that which is, what is the other path? That which is easy. That which is of absolute good nature, absolute right, that is called Shreyaha, Kalyanatamam. That which brings the best of the opportunities for the individual to grow, though the choice may look very, very difficult. And what is the other one? The other one is of the convenience, Preyaha. One seems easy, the other seems difficult. Shreyaha seems very difficult. Preyaha seems very, very easy. That which is very convenient. And these days, we talk about developing our scheme of life purely based on conveniences, jugaad. The Hindi word that is jugaad. You have to take the right path, but then you find some convenient process or a method as a solution, and then we have a very beautiful corporate structure of saying, don't work hard, work smart, which encourages preyaha, not shreyaha. A very entrapping situation. Why? Those who seem to be taking the path of prayer seem to be blessed with joy, satisfaction instantly. And those who take the hard path, shreyaha, don't seem to be enjoying life. And the very definition of joy and enjoyment have changed. Every aspect of life, every intersection of life, we do have a choice. And choosing the appropriate right method is the most difficult aspect of a steadfast individual. Because it is the effort, it is the resources, it is the time, it is the hardship that you have to face. Whereas the other one, nothing of this is necessary. See, when you are sick, you have been prescribed certain medication. The medicine that you take is not tasty. It changes the very texture of your taste buds. When you are sick, there is some infection, you have to be given some kind of antibiotic. When you take that antibiotic, what happens to your taste buds? It changes. There are some which almost makes your taste buds metallic. Anything, even you have to swallow your own saliva, that also tastes bitter. Even a child understands it. When the child is young, the mother has to administer. In every house, every mother gives their daughter one particular conical shaped spout and a round small utensil. Ah. So what does the mother do? The first child is an experiment. By the time they are to the second child, they now have the skill. Whenever the medicine has to be administered to the child, first thing that they do, they sit down and pull their knees together, raise their knee up, grab the child, the feet down, the head over the knee, leaning towards themselves. It is a very disarming process. Now, in that position, the child can only do so much. For an onlooker, it looks like the most torturous method. First time you can fool the kid. By the time it is the second time around, that child resists coming into that position. He will throw all tantrums possible because he knows what is coming. And once the head is on this side, what does the mother do? Take that little utensil, pour the medicine in it, and then tries squeezing that nozzle with her finger in there on the tip and squeeze it into the mouth. And what does the child do? As soon as you start pouring, he'll try to spit it out. Therefore, the mother takes to the next level of torture. What does she immediately do? As she is pouring, closes the nose. What kind of a mother are you? Breathing is essential. Nosal tallivena? You are a mother and you are shutting down the nose, not allowing your child to breathe. And then insert it, guided by her finger so that this metal thing doesn't poke. And then suddenly lift the finger. It is a 2-in-1. As she lifts the finger, the nozzle, the medicine now has a gush to reach. And as she lifts the finger, she also presses down on the tongue so that the tongue doesn't block. The nose is closed, so the throat is open. There also, she waits for a couple of seconds after closing the nose because that fellow now has to breathe. And when that fellow tries to breathe, this Amma then pushes this. Every time that fellow sees that, he tries to run as far away as possible. So the mother now has developed a new technique to find discipline in the child. She'll show that. Now that child is a little scared now. No, you tell me what to do. Anything other than that. Now if the mother becomes melodramatically sentimental, मुझसे नहीं होगा बाबा. I cannot torture my child like this. And conveniently skips the medicine or gives some other medicine. Do you think the child is going to benefit? It seems hard, it seems difficult, it seems painful. But the right method is to administer that medicine. Therefore, you see that, to enable this, for children below a certain age, they do not give tablets. It is a choking hazard also. All these medications are in a syrup format. Why is it a syrup format? Syrup is sugary in nature. So it camouflages the kadvapan, the bitterness. Even the child understands it is a hard decision to gulp down that medicine. Now, as an adult, we have not grown up. Our mindset and resistance for the right path, right from that age, has always been there. Any good advice given, there is first reaction, rejection, revolt. There is no ready acceptance for the Shreya. Up until a certain age, the well-wishers around us, parents, teachers, elders, they keep guiding us with Shreyo Marga. And we keep trying to fool them thinking we are smart enough in taking up Preyo Marga. After a certain while, the well-wishers, elders, parents, they raise their hand and say, Baba, decision is yours. It is your life. You have to make that decision now. Because at every intersection, what prarabdha brings to table is not in your hand. How you respond to that, that alone you have in your hand, and one has to be wise enough to choose the right one every single time. Thankfully, walking has become our second nature. Every step has to be a conscious, cautious step. Nazar hati, durghatna ghati. We never complain. We never ever complain. It is such burdensome to keep walking consciously always. It is a must. If you know that when you eat food, there are certain elements, when you eat, it disturbs you from inside. Gone are the days when you go to a festival or a wedding where the householders in whose house the wedding is happening, they would cook, they would serve. The Pankti Bhojan. Nowadays, there is no Pankti Bhojan. There are stalls, it is thrown in the stalls. You have to make a choice to choose what to eat. So somebody was complaining the other day, Swamiji, wedding season aa gaya, baba re baba. I said, what happened? Gifts? No, gifts are easy, we can recycle. We get gifts from this side, we recycle it and send it the other side. That is not the problem. What is the problem? The food. It disturbs me. Who is sitting there like the earlier days, insisting on giving you the food and say, ek aur khana hi padega. Nobody is insisting. It is there lying down. You have to make the choice, and if you are making the wrong choice, supposing you are allergic to something. See, US, there is a strange allergy to peanuts, allergy to honey, allergy to honey. So the child, first grader, 5-6-year-old, whenever he is in an environment where he has to serve for himself, diligently that fellow will ask, does this have nuts and peanuts? Please don't serve me. Why? I'm allergic to it. A conscious right choice has to be made. Every walk of life. We cannot be unconsciously living. Nanarthe purusham sinitaha. For every individual, there is always these two options that we have. Either we can choose to bind ourselves with wrong choices or liberate ourselves with the right choices. Tayoho shreyaha adadanasya sadhuhu bhavati. The one who maintains the consistency of the right choice every single time, such one becomes a sadhu. All the Puranic stories that which we hear is to illustrate this right choice in every walk of life, however intense and overwhelming the situation may be. Raja Satya Harishchandra, what kind of situations that he had to go through because he had promised. And in order to fulfill that promise, he was ready to give up everything. Raja Shibi Chakravarti, in order to protect the pigeon from the hawk, he was ready to give the flesh of his own body. Equivalent of that pigeon. The same story plot of this Purana gets reflected in Merchant of Venice. Shakespeare plagiarized. It is Raja Shibi Chakravarti's story, similar story. What is it that it is trying to indicate? In every walk of life, even though it might seem insulting, painful, hard, difficult choices that you have to make, but every single time they have portrayed that it was the right choice always made. Bending down, in honoring such ones, even the Devatas came down to not bless them, to offer their salutations to such people. Those who consciously choose the right choice every single time, the absolute dharmic choice every single time, they are the ones that can be called as sadhu. Sadhu's sadhutva is not in the color of the cloth that they are wearing. Gurudev used to say, the longer the beard, more should be the suspicion. Because sadhutva is not with regards to what kind of color clothes that you wear or what kind of display board that you carry. Horizontal line, vertical line, full stop, red stop. They don't qualify as sadhutva. In spite of challenging situations, you always are steadfast to choose the right choice, however hard it may be. Your value may be decreased by taking those right choices, but you will not get down into the trap. What will people say? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I have to look into my own eyes and be comfortable to be confident to look into my own eyes. The choice should be always the right choice. Shreyaha. Such one alone becomes a sadhu. And the one, preyaha vrinite, the one who takes the choice of convenience, choice of easy, choice of pleasant, choice of convenience when they take, hiyate artadhyaha. Though immediately, temporarily, it seems like a quick fix. Do you know the quick fix tagline? It pieces everything except a broken heart. With the wrong choices of quick fixes, I will be left with a broken heart. The guilt, remorse, regret, paschatapa keeps burning us from inside. Sleepless nights. Why? Because regretfully I have taken so many wrong decisions. I think it comes in Tulsi Ramayana. It says the one who is a sadhu is that person who can sleep well. Not during the satsang. Appropriate time when you have to sleep. Such one who has made right choices every single time has nothing to regret about. There is no guilt carried forward. There is no burdensome life. As soon as they hit the bed, they sleep. Those who carry those burdens, regrets, anxieties, it is beautiful that we know what are the right choices and wrong choices. Supposing tomorrow is a festival. There are certain naivedya that can be prepared a day before. The murku or the laddu, they are all made. And most of the apartments, it is infested by ants and flies. So in our house, we used to call it Onti Meda Stambam. There is a big plate, a trough in which there is water, and in that there is another container long enough, tall enough, on which you balance these naivedya and then cover it. And the mother looks at the child. Dare you not touch this? This is to be offered tomorrow. A mother has an antenna. And what is the Siddhanta there? When children and mosquitoes stop making sound, they are up to something. When the mosquito stops going, it is drawing blood somewhere. Similarly, when the children are not into their masti, they are up to something. The mother's antenna is up. She immediately pratyaksha into the kitchen. The child has already brought a stool, got onto the stool, got onto the platform, opened up everything. He has taken in the hand. Bhadrakali Rupa is already there. Pratyaksha. Mother. And she is. What does the child do? Seldom does the child put it away. Immediately hides the hand. Even that fellow at that age knows what is right, what is wrong, what is convenient. So don't tell me we were not educated. Even at that age, we know what choices are right and what choices are wrong. It is the courage to take the right choice every single time. And the courage is the result of Viveka. In Hindi, there is a saying, महंगा एक बार रोए, सस्ता बार बार रोए. It might appear very expensive a choice, and that is the only pain when you are taking that choice as your lifestyle. If you take cheap paths, you will cry all through your life. And now he connects this mantra to the next Siddhanta that we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.